I'd like to start by having everybody in the audience here raise their hands, but not yet, and keep them raised. I want to call out the following conditions. If it's something that applies to you, or if it's affected you, your family, or your friends. Pediatric cancer, autism, lupus, breast cancer, diabetes, environmentalism. Take a look around. Pretty much affects everybody here. You can let your hands down now. All these things have one thing in common. That's charities. There's a group of people that are like any of us in here. They go to college, they maintain a job to live off of, but they're achieving big things. My favorite way to get involved with charities is this group of people who go by the name of speed gamers. The speed gamers play games and marathons to raise money for these charities. Now you're probably wondering things like, who can get involved? How much money typically gets raised? What kind of charities and what kind of games are chosen? Where does it take place? And when does it take place? As for who can get involved, that's near about anyone. Worldwide, there's people that get involved, even in Europe, Australia. But it is based domestically in America, and that's where most of the members are based in, as well as Canada. The speed gamers don't have like-minded requirements. If you don't like video games, but they're doing a marathon for your favorite charity, you're free to just come and donate. You don't have to stay and watch the game. Or on the other hand, if you like games, you're playing your favorite game, but you're poor or you just don't want to donate, or for whatever reason, you can just stay and watch the event, enjoy yourself. They also have a chat that's always kept at a PG-13 level that anyone's free to take part in, even if they're not watching the marathon or donating. But according to Britt LaRiviere, who's the founder of the Speed Gamers, in an interview I had with him, probably the most effective way to get recognition with the Speed Gamers is to take part in the community, post in the forum, or other ways of contributing that aren't monetary. And that brings up the next point: how much money gets raised. To date, according to past marathons and donators list on the Speed Gamers website, which is www.thespeedgamers.com, they've raised $90,392.31 for charities. The weekend charities usually have a fairly low goal, a couple $1,000s. I'd like to direct your attention to this chart here. You can see in the March of 2008 marathon, which was their first marathon, they raised $1,090. In the June of 2008 marathon, they raised $1,450.75. In the August 2008 marathon, they raised $6,123.79. In the October of 2008 marathon, they raised $1,060. In the December of 2008 marathon, they raised $5,923.69. In the March of 2009 marathon, they raised $6,235.39. In May of 2009, they shattered all their previous records by raising a total of $10,586. And in August of 2009, they raised $7,188.06. However, they had a week-long marathon in July of 2009, and they obliterated all of their other goals combined and raised $50,734.63. To put that number in perspective, according to the journal Billboard, in an article titled Good Works in the March 14, 2009 issue, Harmonix, the company that made Rock Band, donated $50,000 to the Starlight Children's Foundation. Whenever a goal is exceeded, they might raise the goal, depending on how far along they are in the marathon. For a weekend marathon, this may be a few thousand, such as the Mother and Earthbound Marathon in May of 2009, where they had an initial goal of $6,000, but when they broke that within a day and a half, they rose it to well over 9,000. They had the week-long marathon in July of 2009 for Final Fantasy, and the initial goal was $20,000. By the end of it, their goal was obviously raised to $50,000. With these numbers, you can see that speed gamers are definitely making an impact on these charities. And that brings us to what kind of charities and what kind of games are chosen. I'd like to direct your attention to this nice chart here. The speed gamers and the forum members generally choose the charities based on personal preference. You see in the March of 2008 and August of 2008 marathon, they did their charity for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. In the June of 2008 marathon, their charity was Giggles Therapy, which is for autism. In the Halloween of 2008 marathon, their charity was the Lupus Foundation of America. And the December of 2008 and the July of 2009 marathon, the charity was Act Today. And you can see that there's a charity for everyone, and there's a game for everyone. Now that you know a little bit more about the speed gamers, such as who can get involved and how much money typically gets raised, the kind of charities that they play for, hopefully you too may have a desire to donate, as I have, because we can see that even someone we may all consider insignificant in the grand scheme of things, such as myself, can be a part of something much bigger. There's always going to be causes that are worth fighting for, such as illnesses, environments,